What it do, YouTube? It's SS, and I'm back with another video. So this time, I told you guys it's gonna be the Razor Leaf Abomasnow with Lantern and Alolan Ninetales. So the first two games, I ended up running the wrong move set. So please excuse that. I do end up changing it after a while. As you guys can see, I'm running Powder Snow and Blizzard. I forgot to second move it. Yes, I know. I did that all on live on Twitch. So if you guys want to watch those VODs, or if you guys would like to watch it in real time, link in the description. Once again, it's always there. I go live every Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Central. So if that's something that you guys would like to watch, link in the description. So make me happy. Let me know that you came from YouTube. That would be nice, a little nice surprise. But yeah. So this is pretty bad. So I tried to catch what is a supposedly bone club here, but it's a shadow bone. So I didn't really do a good play there. I should have just stayed in, took the shadow bone there, and it would have been a lot better. So at this point, they go another shadow bone. It's gonna be enough to KO. So in the bag is a Polytoad, and at this point, this is pretty much over. I do believe they are running. No, I don't think they have the earthquake, but they are building up a lot of energy. And since I think I blizzard their Marowak, they're gonna blizzard me here too. Yeah. So yeah, the first two games kind of but not the best because I didn't really have the right move set. If I would have had Razor Leaf, it would have been a little different story. But either way, we're gonna see. So this team is with a Alolan Ninetales with a Charm, and at first I tried it in the lead and it wasn't really working out. So I actually put it in the back, and we actually lose just by a little bit here, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, anyways, and once again, so I ended up forgetting to change the moon set again. So we're actually, and I was like, this is a good lead until I saw that it was actually Powder Stone. And I was like, oh, well, can't really do anything. And then the Rampardos comes in, and I'm like, yo, what the hell? This thing kind of core breaks my whole team. And so we're gonna be able to farm it down here, and then they're gonna come into a frost blast, which I'm like, okay, well at this point they kind of need the shield, but I should have thrown the move, but I didn't throw the move, and so I do believe I do one, and then just bait here, two, three. Should have did one more at least, to throw on good timing, but regardless, they are going to shield, and I'm gonna try to get to another move, but I don't get to another move, which is kind of bad for me. But either way, we're just gonna let it go because we have no more shields. And now we're gonna come into our lantern, trying to get a very good farm here, and they try to catch, I guess, but they ended up getting a surf here. Um, I think somebody did end up catching, very good. So I'm gonna try to catch the earthquake here, but I don't believe I end up catching the earthquake. So yeah. And a Hydro Cannon at this point is a no 2 KO from this point, so pretty bad for me. I was hoping I could get to the Blizzard, but I wasn't able to get to the Blizzard. So yeah, after this game, it should be running Razor Leaf. If it's not this game, it's the fourth game. No, no, here we go, here we go. This is where we're gonna switch it. So I left this in so you guys can see that I do go ahead and double move it, and then I change the move set here. Outrage. We don't want outrage. We don't need Blizzard either. So if you guys do like these videos, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, let me know. Um, I do appreciate you guys. The ones that are liking the videos, I do appreciate you. We had 0 likes and now we're getting somewhat some likes, so I do appreciate you guys. I really do. I just I don't want to ask for too much, but if we can, get more likes on them to help grow the channel, that would be awesome. I would really appreciate you guys. Leave a comment below. Let me know, hey, yo, I like this video. And like I said, I'm gonna start giving out shout outs to people. So like if you guys do end up commenting, or if you're a new subscriber and you have it public where I can see it, I will shout you out. So make sure to be interacting with the channel to get shouted out. You have your name popped up on one of the videos. So once again, thank you guys. I do appreciate it. But Right here, we're gonna do this nice catch here. It's probably a thunderbolt. It is just a serve, and that is fine with me. So now we're gonna be able to farm up. I don't have to shield this. A thunderbolt should not KO from this point, and they actually go for a serve. So at this point, I kind of need to farm down before they get to another serve, and we're able to farm down before they get to another serve, which is pretty good. The Bastardon, that's why I didn't shield. The reason I didn't shield was because the Bastardon. So nice play on my part. And then we're gonna try to put it in farm down, not in farm down range, but in range for a surf. We do one spark for their one smackdown, optimize energy, and they're gonna let it go. They're gonna come into Cradeli here. I should have farmed up extra, but at this point, this is pretty much over for me because I didn't over farm. I should have over farmed. I thought they were gonna shield, but apparently they didn't need to shield, and that's where they're gonna use their shield here. So at this point, they're gonna be able to outpace us to the next move here. And I just go for the BM here. At the same time, Sirens, I need to know just in case, like, if I do go for BMs, um, because like I said, I want to do this top 10 BMs at the end of the week, top 10 catches. But yeah, as soon as we get the channel growing and we get more submissions and stuff, I will be making those type of videos. And so yeah. So now we actually are running Razor Leaf here. We're gonna see the same thing with Abomasnow, but I'm gonna try to catch the weather ball here, make it a little bit easier for me to win. We do catch the weather ball. They switch out into a Kingdra, and at this point, I guess they didn't realize that it was a Charm, a Alolan Ninetales, and that they end up top lefting, which is good for me, right? So now we're gonna see Cradeli here. This is where I kind of rather see it, to be honest. And we're going to be able to just to keep Razor Leaf in here. They're going to get to a few moves, but as long as I call it correctly, I will be able to win this matchup. But they switch out into a Lantern, no, a Lycanroc, which is very weird. Maybe Lycanroc with counter would be a good, but with the Razor Leafs is not really a good of a Pokemon to be running. And then so we do shield one, and then we're gonna be able to throw the weather ball here. We're at back-to-back weather balls, but I do not choose to throw because I do assume that they might end up winning CMP. So at this point, I'm just gonna go straight for the farm down. We're gonna see what they have in the back. They have a Lantern, and at this point, this is over, and they go ahead top left because they know it is over. So GG's. Yeah, so now we're finally starting to get these wins, right? So the first game, the first set was a 3-2 because honestly I wasn't running the right move set. Now we catch a Swampert here, which is very good because these Razor Leafs are going to be chunking. They come into a Sand Slash, which is not very ideal for me. I am going to believe maybe Shield. No, I let it go. Calling it as an Ice Punch, good for me. So now I switch out into my Alolan Ninetales. I do need to preserve my Abomasnow for the Swampert that's in the back. And then at this point, I do believe I end up shielding here just in case they do have the Gyro Ball, but they're running Bulldoze, which is fine with me. So now we're going to build up here extra. We're going to be able to farm them down before they throw another move, which is good. And then they're going to come back into their Swampert at this point. So I'm just going to go straight for the Weather Ball here. And we're going to see if they want to shield. They do shield, which is good for me. One. And then we're going to one Charm. And then we're going to throw the next Weather Ball. They end up double shielding, which is kind of weird and actually very good for me, to be honest. So now they're not gonna let us get to the move here. I'll probably just let it go, to be honest. Yeah, we're gonna let this move go. It is just enough to KO, which is not good, but as long as we can get to this weather ball here, this should be close to KOing. If not KOing, it does KO. And they're going to come back into the Swampert. They're not even going to see our Lantern in the back, and we're going to be able to take that game. So yeah, this video is going to be a little longer, guys. So sit back and watch these videos and relax, you know what I'm saying? And so now we're going to see Ludicolo, which the Razor Leafs are not very effective on our part. We're doing more damage to them than they're doing to us. So they come into a Lantern. I stay in for a little bit. I kind of do a Boomer swap, but I throw on good timing here and able to get to this Surf and throw the Surf. They don't shield, which is fine with me. But I kind of don't need to shield here because if I do shield, then the Lombre, not the Lombre, but the Ludicolo will end up getting farmed. So we do one Spark for the one Smackdown here, optimize energy here, and to be honest, I probably should have farmed up just a little bit more before they even got to their next move. but that might have been where their move was at, or maybe undercharge it. Either way, but it doesn't matter. They're gonna farm us down. I'm gonna come back into my Abomasnow, and I'm just gonna go straight for the farm down. I will shield this just in case it's a leaf storm or something crazy. It is the energy ball. They're going for the debuff here. They have a Toxapex in the back, and this is not really looking too good for us because A9 to our Alolan Ninetales do not want to see this poison jab user. So I'm gonna come into my Alolan Ninetales. I should have actually tried to get the other shield with the Abomasnow, but we're gonna see how this played out here. So we're gonna shield the brine. I was hoping it was a sludge wave, but it wasn't. I should have just let it go. But at this point, if I would have let it go, they would have been able to farm me down. They do shield that move, which is the side shock, and it's kind of bad for me. And we live on 1 HP. They're gonna be able to get to one more poison jab, and I can't throw the weather ball there because I needed to throw the energy ball. So now we're gonna see a good lead here, and we're gonna be able to razor leaf this down if they don't switch out. They're staying in, which is very interesting. They might be double weak to Abomasnow. I don't know, but either way, they're gonna throw the surf here. We're gonna keep farming up. They might get to another surf, which is fine, but they don't end up getting to another surf. They come into cast form. I think this might have been the cast form, if I'm correctly. Yeah, it's a cast form. And I'm like, yo, what the hell am I doing? I can't switch out because they didn't switch out. And since they didn't switch out, I don't want to switch lock myself in and then get RPS. So I'm gonna be able to throw this I'll come into my lantern, I'm gonna be able to throw this surf here. They do end up shielding, and I'm like, okay, so they shielded. I'm gonna shield this potential solar beam here. It is the solar beam, so I'm like, okay, nice, nice. So I'm gonna throw right immediately as soon as I get to this surf. I do undercharge it just a little bit because I do want to get a little bit farm just in case they do end up letting it go. But they do shield, and just in the case that they throw another solar beam, I do end up shielding here. They switch out into a Pelipper, so I'm gonna go straight for the Thunderbolt here, and since they have no shields, this is gonna do some maximum damage. And then at this point, they just come back. They come back into their cast form, fire form, and they just end up losing. They just top left. So now this is kind of a iffy matchup because they're actually running rock throw, but these razor leaves are doing more damage than their rock throws, so which is good for us. We're gonna be able to win lead here, and then they're taking their time to swap out. They have a wall rain. I'm like, what the heck? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go for the weather ball here. Most likely they do end up shielding, right? They do shield, which is fine. So now at this point, I can come into either or, but I come into my Ninetales just in case there's something in the back that is like a fire type. So I wanted them to switch out. I'm gonna take this move here. They come into their lantern here. And at this point, I can shield one since I have two shields, and I just go for the side shock here. Cause some damage here, see if they want to shield or not. Want to make sure I do one charm for their two sparks here. They do end up shielding, which is fine. They're trying to farm down completely, but at this point, I just need the charm damage. And since my lantern is very healthy, I can actually take a thunderbolt. I don't need to shield this just in case it is a bait, and it is a surf bait. So at this point, I do believe this is the Thunderbolt. It is, but I don't need to shield. Once again, like I said, I'm gonna farm up just a little one past the surf, and I'm gonna throw the surf. If this doesn't KO, then I'm gonna be able to get more farm. They come back into the wall rain, and I don't even need to throw a move. I can just farm them completely, and we're gonna be able to take that game because they're gonna need to either get a bait off. And at that point, since I had the shield, it was kind of hard for them. But now we're going to see Lantern into a Shadow Abomasnow. They switch out into a Toxapex, which is good for me since now I do have my Lantern here. We're going to be able to farm up. I do believe they end up throwing the Sludge Wave here, so I do need to shield this. I'm going to farm up a little extra, a little bit more extra. Throw. I probably could have farmed up more, but I do want to force a shield on their part. They don't shield, and I kind of got scared and I didn't want them to get to another move, so I just ended up throwing the surf here. I probably could have farmed down, but that's fine. We're down a shield, they're up a shield, which is not too ideal, but we're gonna be able to get to this thunderbolt here. Are they gonna shield? And they do. I do believe they end up shielding. I let Thunderbolt go because I can't really shield here. I do need the shields for my other Pokemon. So I try to threaten them with a Thunderbolt, but they do end up throwing before I get to the Thunderbolt. I come back into my Abomasnow. At this point, I just need any and every damage, so I do end up throwing the Weather Ball here because it will kind of start adding up. They end up shielding. In the back is an Arachnid, and I'm like, okay, well, this is very interesting. So I swap out. I do a couple damage. I tried to get to a move, but I didn't really get to a move, which is all right. They end up throwing the Bug Buzz. I should have probably shielded the first one. I thought they were gonna go for the bubble beam, but they didn't go for the bubble beam, so that is fine. And at this point, if they bug buzz me, that's fine. I don't really need to shield this. They bubble beam though, that's fine. We're gonna be able to farm down before they get to their move. And at this point, they need to throw on my Alolan Ninetales, and they do throw on my Alolan Ninetales, which is good for me. So now I'm gonna be able to come back into my Abomasnow. One Razor Leaf, two Razor Leaves is gonna be enough to be able to take this game. So yeah, very RPS cup, but if you guys can you see 4-1, and the next I do believe the other three sets are gonna be 4-1s also. So very good. I take my time here. I don't know why. I guess I was in disbelief on my Twitch, thinking like, what did I really just go 4-1? Didn't really feel like it. But anyways, this team is working out. Once again, this team was actually recommended to me. It was by my one of my mods on Twitch, Fluid. So yeah, thank you, Fluid, for the team. I appreciate it. Now we're gonna see a Powder Snow variant of the Abomasnow, which is not too ideal here. And I'm gonna let go first the first Weather Ball here. I'm gonna build up. I'm gonna try to, but they outpace us, and this is the first time I went up against a Powder Snow, Abomasnow, so I didn't really know exactly what to do here, but I'm going to bank a move just in case I need to bank a move. They're not switching out. That is fine, and I really can't shield this, even though it is an energy ball. I kind of had to let it go. It is the energy ball. They come into a Talonflame. This is not looking too good, but they're running Fire Spin, so I'm hoping I can trap this up with my Lantern here. So I'm going to wait out my clock just a little bit, just in case they do end up switching. I will be able to switch out too, and we're going to be able to farm up here. They're not throwing. I tried to CMP them, but I think they ended up throwing a turn before. They do just throw the flame charge, but it is CMP, so we're going to be able to get this surf here off. But they do shield, and I'm like, is there something else weak in the bag to and then we're gonna charge this sub. I mean, at this point, I have the Weather Ball, so it doesn't matter if I do end up KOing this Pokemon. And they should have literally just stayed in because they just gave up their boost. If I would have no shielded that when they were already boost, they would have already pretty much won. You're gonna see another game where there's gonna be a Greninja, and I actually end up undercharging it so I can get enough energy to win the game. But you'll see that in a different game. So now we're gonna see Abomasnow into Arachnid. This is not ideal because those bug bites are actually gonna be chunking. So I switch out into Alolan Ninetales. They're probably gonna debuff me here before I even before they leave, which is fine. So here comes the bubble beam. Most likely it is the bubble beam. They switch out into Cradeli. There's no time. I can't really time my moves because it's 3-turn versus a 3-turn move. So they're still gonna sneak one in. I'm gonna sneak one in. It doesn't matter. But I do end up just over farming here. I didn't want to go for the CMP because most likely they do end up winning the CMP. They can go straight grass out here, but since I ended up getting a charm snuck through, I am going to shield this, and we're going to end up being able to win this matchup here after one more charm. And then I'm hoping something they don't have something dumb in the back, but we're going to be able to get to this side shock here. And they do end up shielding, which is very interesting, to be honest. They have to throw another move, but before they even throw a move, I'm going to throw the Weather Ball because I was scared that they were gonna be able to farm me down before I got to the side shot. Guess they wasn't counting because they ended up shielding. At this point, I can bring um my lantern here, and they counter swap into Ludicolo, which is not too ideal. So now I can be able to switch since they're switch locked, and they're not even gonna be able to get to a move here, so we're gonna be able to farm down. They're gonna have to throw the bug buzz here to KO our Abomasnow because those razor leaves are gonna start chunking. It is from a shadow one. At this point, I just need to get to a surf here, and we're gonna be able to win. So yeah, and I do undercharge it just in case. I mean, it doesn't matter to be honest. I just undercharge it, make sure that it was enough to KO the arachnid here. So now we're gonna see Credilli into our Shadow Abomasnow. So once again, this is where I really want to see it. I'd rather see it here. And they're gonna switch out into their own Abomasnow, which is Razor Leaf. So I'm just gonna choose to stay in because if I switch out, I mean I could switch out. I might actually eventually end up switching out. I do switch out, preserving my Abomasnow here. And I'm gonna call this as a weather ball. It is the weather ball, and we're gonna be able to try to farm down here. Yeah, we're gonna farm down completely. We do live with a couple HP here, so they come into a lantern. I'm gonna throw the side shock here, and yeah, so Abomasnow is looking very good. I'm thankful that I ended up keeping it alive. So now I can come into my Abomasnow and we're gonna be able to farm this thing down. Um I do end up shielding, but I don't really think I needed to shield to be honest, but I don't know how much that would do, but either way. I tried to catch, but it didn't let me catch. And at this point, I'm gonna shield this. I'm gonna switch out. No, I'm gonna throw and then I'm gonna switch out into my lantern because now they had to shield this. And a grass knot does not KO from this because we're fully health pretty much. So I can do one and then throw. And we're gonna charge it up to an excellent. This is not enough to KO, which is fine with me because we're gonna be able to get some more farm, and I need one more spark to get to the surf, and we're gonna be able to charge up this surf to an excellent just to take this game up against her shiny lantern. So yeah. Hope you guys are liking the battles. If you guys are liking the battles, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know. Let me know. But now we're going to see Lantern in the lead. And once again, Abomasnow is looking very good here. We're going to just stay in. They're staying in. So no reason for us to switch out. Now they finally do end up switching out, which is kind of bad for them. But they do end up sneaking a fast move here. So I'm going to throw the weather ball. They do end up just tanking it. And at this point, I don't even need to switch out. I could just shield this and completely farm down. And that is what I'm going to do here. So they do end up throwing the Stone Edge, and now I'm going to be able to farm it down. We're going to see what they come into in the back. They have a lantern that they come back into, which is very interesting. So I'm going to throw my weather ball here, see if they want to shield. They don't shield, which is fine. And then now we're going to be able to catch the Surf or Thunderbolt here on our Alolan Ninetales. It is the Thunderbolt. They switch out into Swampert here because they don't want to get farmed down, which is okay. But at this point, I really should have just went for the fast move pressure. But yeah, because I should have just let them with their shields, but it doesn't matter here. I'm just gonna be able to come back into my Abomasnow and then completely farm down, and this is gonna be a good game. So in comes my Abomasnow, 3 Razor Leafs, and then they just end up top lefting because their Lantern has no HP. So once again, we're gonna end up winning up against a shiny Lantern. So now this is not too ideal because this is kind of a core breaker here. So we're gonna do some damage here. I need to call it as the ice punch here, so I kind of need to let it go, or I need to shield a potential gyro ball just in case they are running that gyro ball. And then I'm gonna charge up the excellent for the weather ball. I'm staying in just a little bit, and this point I kind of need to shield this too because I stayed in for a long time. I switch out. Do I switch out? I'm not switching now. Okay. So now I just shield this and or let it go. Okay, let it go. So now we come into our lantern. We're gonna see what they want to do here. They end up coming into a Swampert, which is not too ideal for us. So I'm hoping that they don't have a fire type in the back. I'm gonna throw the surf, and then I'm gonna switch out or try to catch. But either way, I do end up switching out here. We don't catch. Now I need to call this as either a sludge wave or earthquake. It is a hydro cannon, so it's not too ideal. They're gonna be able to get to another one. If this is the earthquake, then it is gonna KO. But it is just another hydro cannon. And then they have a Credilli in the back, but this is over for us at this point. They ended up shielding and saving 2 shields. I should have threw that, to be honest. and then we probably would have been in a better position. But yeah, this is looking like a game over for us though. They do end up throwing that wrong timing, so we do end up sneaking a fast move in. But yeah, I think if I would have ended up trying to, if I would have ended up throwing that weather ball there with the lowly Ninetales and got their shield before, we kind of maybe would have been able to win. But no, I don't actually. No, I don't think so. I think it was still over, to be honest, unless they tried to do a catch. But yeah, either way, it's still a 4-1 here, and yeah, hope you guys are liking the battles once again. These battles are done on my Twitch, link in the description if you guys do want to watch them in real time. So now we're going to see a horrible lead here, and this is not too ideal, so I do stay in just a little bit. I was hoping that they would swap, but they're not swapping out. So I'm going to CMP here, what is on the weather ball. I'm going to let this go, calling it as a Dragon Claw. We don't live it, which is not too ideal. And now at this point, I don't really have to shield this, but I could shield this blast burn, but I don't shield it. And they're staying in. I'm like, what the heck? Okay, well, I'm gonna charge up the surf up to an excellent here at this point. Maybe they don't want to get locked into their Credilli that they're most likely having in the back. And they do have a Credilli in the back, so at this point, I'm gonna over farm here. Maybe they thought I was gonna throw on CMP, but I wasn't gonna throw on CMP, so I do end up sneaking one fast move, and then I do one spark for the one bullet seed here, and we're gonna be able to get this surf off. And once again, one spark for their one bullet seed, and they're gonna have to need to start shielding here, but they don't shield, which is fine. But I can just let this go and then hope that Ninetales in the back. But I do end up shielding, hoping that Ninetales in the back is gonna be able to win this game. And they swap out into I don't think we end up winning this, because if I would have kept that shield, it would have been a lot better for me. But yeah, we're gonna get Earthquake here, and that's when I find out. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. So we're gonna get farmed down here by the Swampert, which is not too ideal once again. And now we're gonna see a Mamoswine, very spicy of my opponent here, and we're gonna be able to completely farm it down, but not before they get to avalanche here. So I need to shield at this point, and then they come into a Blaziken, which is not too ideal for me because well, I mean, I can switch out into a Lowland Ninetales, and it will do pretty good up against it. So they do stay in. I'm gonna shield this, the Blaze Kick most likely. It is the Blaze Kick. So now they're gonna switch out into a Cargo, and this is not looking too ideal for us. So I'm gonna try to make sure that they don't sneak an Incinerate through. They don't sneak an Incinerate through, which is good for me. I'm hoping I can get to another Weather Ball here, and because I threw on good timing, I am actually able to get to this next weather ball, and it is going to threaten the shield here. So now I can come into my lantern, and they're going to throw what is probably Rock Tomb or Stone Edge, either or, doesn't really matter. And we're going to be able to get to our move here at this point, and we're going to charge it up to an excellent. Surf is going to go through, and this should not be enough to KO us, so I'm hoping it's not enough to KO. It is not enough to KO. We're going to be able to get the surf off, charge it up to an excellent, and we're going to be able to take this game. So yeah, really looked bad for us because it was double fire, but we ended up winning here, so pretty good for us. So now we're going to see another Abomasnow into our Abomasnow, and they're actually running Razor Leaf too, so kind of like how I did it last time, I'm going to try to. Actually, no. I ended up throwing before they threw. So they went for the extra one here. Maybe they thought I was gonna catch. So now I do actually try to catch here. They come into a lantern, which is, I mean, I can just let go my Alolan Ninetales. I don't really need to shield anything here because I can come back into my Abomasnow and just farm down completely. They're running Thunder, which is very interesting here. Very interesting. So I'm gonna go throwing my side shock here. They don't shield. They're going to be able to farm us down, which is fine. So now I do come back into my Abomasnow. I will have to shield this potential Thunder, but I do end up calling it as a surge, so I'd let it go. Now, this is looking actually pretty bad, but they come into a Swampert at this point, and I'm like, what? Okay. You're going to let me farm down your Swampert? and get energy. I'm like, okay, well, that works for me. So I'm gonna switch out immediately here, hoping this is a weather ball, and this is the weather ball. So they were not fast enough to react up against the catch. So at this point, I'm gonna be able to get to this surf here, and they're gonna shield it, which is okay for me. And now, if I can get to, I can shield this, but I don't shield it, and I should be able to get to the next surf here, and we're gonna be able to take this game. Okay. They farm us down before we get to the farm them down. So, and then I'm gonna be able to throw this weather ball here and take that game. So now we're gonna see Abomasnow into Wishcash. So once again, this is a very good lead for us. This switch out into Abomasnow. It is a powder snow variant. So I'm gonna switch out, build up just a little bit energy. I want to make it a little easier for me to farm down this Abomasnow. They do end up throwing the energy ball. We don't get a debuff defense drop, so I'm okay with that. I'm gonna make sure to throw my weather ball as soon as I get it because I shield it. I want them to shield exactly. And I can let this go even though it's an energy ball. It's not going to be enough to KO. We didn't get the debuff, so that is fine. We're going to be able to farm it down. They come into a golem, which is running rollout. And because since it's running rollout, we're going to be able to get to this ice weather ball. They are going to shield. I'm going to come into my lantern here because I don't want to put it up against their Abomasnow, right? So they can wild charge me. That's fine, or their wish cash. I don't want to put it up against their wish cash. So I'm gonna throw this immediately because either I want to take it out. Do they? They don't have any more shields, right? Yeah. So I want to take it out, and I don't want to shield a blizzard from their wish cash. So that way I can keep the shield just in case that Alolan Golem was at multiple moves. It needed to throw two moves, two stone edges to KO or whatever. And you guys are gonna see that that was a 4-1. So once again, now we're gonna see Ludicolo into our Abomasnow. They switch out into Bastodon, so I'm gonna switch out into Lantern. But it was a late switch, so I did do a late a boomer swap here. Now we're gonna charge up this Surf up to an excellent. They're gonna throw their move. I don't have to shield this to be honest. They're gonna Stone Edge here, which is fine. So now I'm gonna charge up extra energy here. Make sure to throw on their one SmackDown, three SmackDowns, or 5 or 7. I want to make sure I do time my moves correctly. So I do throw on their third SmackDown here. Correct timing. And now they're going to let it go. So we do win the 0 shields, which is fine with me. They're taking their time to swap into a Pokemon. I swap out because I know if they swap out, I can put that up against my Abomasnow, and they have a Swampert in the back, which is pretty good for me because at this point now I can actually just farm this down, and they know that it's over, so they do end up just top left in here, and we're gonna end up winning this game. So a little, I shouldn't probably have swapped out, but because I knew that maybe a Alolan Ninetales was pretty good, that we just did that. So now we're gonna see a Pelipper into our Abomasnow, which is looks like the wing attacks are doing as much as the Razor Leaves, which is not really too ideal. So I am going to try to catch here on my Alolan Ninetales. I was hoping I could get the move through, so they didn't have to, so they wouldn't get that next wing attack there. But that's fine. Um, they're gonna come into a Bastodon. At this point, this is looking really bad for us. So we're down shields. I'm gonna throw this because I do want to cause some damage here at this point. Um, but they're not gonna shield because they don't have to. And then I'm gonna wait out my clock just a little bit here, and then I'm gonna come into the lantern, and we're gonna try to get spam these surfs out as much as we can get them. I can't shield the first one because I'm already down a shield. So, and then they come into a Crawdaunt here, which is very interesting. And I let this go, right? Yeah, I let this go, calling it as the Night Slash. And I'm gonna farm up extra here. They kind of need to shoot. Okay, I tried to catch, but it didn't let me catch, which is very weird. So now, because of that, I actually end up losing now. So I banked that. If I would have threw, maybe I don't know. I need a defense drop here, but my lantern is so low that I'm not gonna be able to get to 3 serfs here. Even if I time my moves correctly, it it's still not. I'm still not gonna be able to get 3 serfs, and we're gonna be able to get to another serf here. Throw this. They do end up shielding here, and I need to get to the surf, and they get to the move before I get to my move, which is not very ideal. So we're gonna end up losing this game. But yeah, so let's see. Now we're gonna see Abomasnow into our Abomasnow into a Sand Slash. Once again, this is very tricky, so I do not really want to see this Pokemon. Um, I do kind of have to let the first one go. It is the Ice Punch. I switch out immediately. They switch out to a Lantern here. And at this point, I kind of need to win this matchup here. So I need to shield the Thunderbolt here or call it Surf. But it is the Thunderbolt, which is not too ideal. So I am going to go for the Side Shock here, hoping that they don't shield at this point. And they don't shield, so now I can actually shield and farm down completely because that charm went through. That is going to be just enough to KO at this point. They're not going to be able to get to another move, so we're going to be able to win Swamp there. And then they're going to come back into their Sand Slash, which is fine with me. And at this point, I can come back into my Abomasnow, but I might actually just come into Lantern, to be honest. And I do come into Lantern here, and I need to call a bulldoze here. It is the bulldoze, so nice shield on my part. So now I'm gonna be able to throw this surf here, charge it up to an excellent. They do shield. They swap out into a Poliwrath, which is not too ideal. So I'm gonna bank some moves. This is fine. They can throw. I'm gonna charge up to 2 surfs. I do believe I end up doing that. Charge up. No, I end up throwing. Okay. And they kind of need to shield this, but they don't shield, which is fine. So now I'm gonna try to get to this next surf, and we get to the next surf. We're gonna charge it up to an excellent. They do shield. I'm gonna try to get to move here. We do end up getting to weather ball here. This might have actually been CMP, to be honest, and it is not enough to KO. It was CMP, not enough to KO. So we're looking in a very good spot as long as we can throw one spark and farm it down, and exactly what we're able to do. So yeah, Sand Slash kind of core breaks all of my Pokemon there. So I'm glad that we ended up winning that. Now we're gonna see Abomasnow on Abomasnow. This one's actually running Powder Snow, so once again, it's gonna make it a little bit harder. But I do end up trying to catch here what is the potential Weather Ball. They do throw the Weather Ball. Now we're gonna see a Marowak in the back, and this is not ideal because we are ABA weak to Marowak. So I'm gonna try to get to the Side Shock here, throw the Side Shock. They're probably at this point, I realize they're gonna farm me down completely, but we do end up getting the shield, which is very good for me. So now I'm gonna wait out the clock just a little bit, but not too much because I don't want them to swap at the same time. So I'm gonna let this go. Calling it a bone club. It is a bone club. They're gonna throw back-to-back bone clubs, so I am going to let this next one go through. If they get to another one, I will shield the next one, and they do get to another one, so I am gonna shield here. They're running fire spin, so I can do one spark. They switch out. I switch out. We're at the same shield, so at this point, I kind of can't shield this, to be honest. So I let it go, and I need to get to this weather ball here. We are able to get to this weather ball, and we're gonna see what they want to do here. Do they want to shield? They do shield, which is good for me. And do they farm me down? They do end up farming me down. I get to this surf here. They are down shields. This is looking pretty good for me. This is not enough to KO. At this point, I need to call a weather ball. They do weather ball me, and now I shield this. Even if it's a weather ball, doesn't matter. We're gonna be able to farm it down. I think I'm at the surf already. Oh no, this might be the game I'm talking about. As you guys see, I charge it to a great, which leads us to get down this farm it down, and we're gonna be able to get to this surf before they even get to a move, and we're gonna be able to take this game just because of that undercharge was just enough to get us our farm to be able to throw this surf, and we're gonna be able to take that game. I literally almost thought I was gonna lose that game, but as you guys see, maybe play it out. So now we're gonna see Abomasnow on Abomasnow once again. This is looking very tricky. It is Powder Snow. So once again, I'm trying to catch. They hold out on their energy, and then they come back into a Bastiodon once again. So like this is looking too bad for me. So I'm just gonna start spamming out these weather balls here, trying to get it super weak where my Lantern can actually win this matchup. And I'm gonna be able to get to another weather ball here, charge it up to an excellent. They're gonna let it go, obviously, and that is just that one smackdown was enough to KO us. So now I'm gonna wait out my clock just a little bit, come into this Lantern here. I can let this go. I will have to shield the next one, but they ended up baiting here with a flamethrower. Maybe they thought I was gonna come into my Abomasnow or something. I don't know. I'm not too sure, but either way, that made it even better for us because we are more healthier. So now we're gonna charge this surf up. They do end up letting it go, which is not ideal for me. So I'm gonna throw immediately because I do not want them to throw another move. And they're not gonna shield, which is fine. They're gonna come back into their Abomasnow here. And once again, I need to call an energy ball or a weather ball. And they end up weather balling again, which is not ideal for them. But I'm gonna charge this surf up to an excellent. They do end up shielding, and then I end up catching right here what is another weather ball or the energy ball, which is pretty good for me. In the back, they have an Azumarill, and at this point, this is pretty much over. I just need to shield this, and I do believe we're gonna be able to farm it down and have two weather balls um locked and loaded, ready for this Abomasnow to come back in. We're gonna be able to throw the weather ball here. Charge it up to an excellent. It's gonna get the first shield here. I'm at the back to back, so I'm just gonna throw the next weather ball here. It is not enough, but one spark is enough to KO this Pokemon, the Abomasnow, and we're gonna be able to take that game. So 2 games, the last 2 games of the set and of the fifth set, I ended up actually winning, which is pretty crazy because I didn't think I was gonna win those 2 games, but we somehow made it work, and we're gonna be able to take those games. So here I'm in disbelief. I am talking to chat and stuff, so this is why it's taking me a while for me to claim the award here. And I hope you guys liked the video. I know it's a longer video. I hope you guys like it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know, and I will see you guys on the next video as soon as I do claim my rewards here. And here we go. We are claiming it. Once again, thank you guys for those that are liking the videos. I do appreciate you guys. And leaving comments. Those that are leaving comments, I appreciate it too. I really do. So I will see you guys on the next video. Hope you guys have a great day. I will see you guys later.